Wanted to know why I couldn't go see him at his dad's, and why can't his dad come over and see his bedroom at our house? It was really a wake-up call. Even if we don't want to for ourselves right now, we have to do it for him because he doesn't deserve this.
We finally got a name. And it's looking like Lala Anthony is right in the middle of this Alicia Keys and Swizz Beatz mess. Word on the street, a private tape just leaked. And it allegedly shows Swizz and Lala getting way too cozy behind Alicia's back. The second Alicia found out, insiders say she totally snapped, like full breakdown level. She's been holding in all this tension for years, and now it's blowing up. Both Alicia and Swizz reportedly lost it. But here's where it gets even crazier. This ain't some random out-of-the-blue scandal. Nah, the street's been whispering about Swizz and Lala for years, and now this supposed tape might be the cold, hard proof Alicia didn't want to face. Sources even claim this wasn't just a one-time oops moment. It's allegedly been going down for a while, all while Alicia's been out here playing the loyal wife. So what's really on that tape? How long has this been dragging on? And is Alicia finally done with Swizz for good? This tea is straight up boiling, and there's layers to these secrets. Let's break it down real quick. What's wild is, as messy as this whole cheating scandal sounds, a lot of people ain't even shocked. Let's be real. Swizz's past got receipts. Folks been saying for years, once a cheater, always a cheater, and you lose them how you got them. Now it's looking like all of that might be catching up to him, big time. What really got everybody shook this time ain't just that Swizz was creeping, it's who he was allegedly creeping with. The streets say this wasn't no random hookup. Nope. Swizz Beatz has allegedly been messing around with none other than Lala Anthony, and this ain't even brand new tea. Insiders are now saying this so-called affair has been going on for at least 3 years, maybe even longer. And somehow they kept it quiet all this time? Well, until now, because fans are straight up gagging over what just dropped. A leaked recording that's allegedly catching Swizz and Lala in a situation that don't leave much room for innocent explanations. Like, it's looking real hard to explain this one away. Now everybody's connecting the dots, and it's looking like this picture-perfect marriage between Alicia and Swizz might have been cracking behind the scenes for a long time. But wait, it gets even messier. Word is Lala might have started sneaking around with Swizz while she was still married to Carmelo Anthony. Yeah, that part. And people close to the situation are saying this secret affair may have played a big part in Lala and Melo's marriage falling apart. But let's keep it real. Melo wasn't exactly innocent in all this either. His cheating had already made headlines, and folks been talking about those alleged outside kids for a minute. But here's the real twist. While everybody had eyes on Melo for all his cheating mess, turns out Lala might have been knee-deep in her own scandal. Allegedly with Swizz Beatz. Melo was out here embarrassing Lala left and right with his drama, and she was still out in public, standing by him like nothing was wrong. At one point, she even said, "I wouldn't be with someone if he was cheating on me. There's no part of me that's okay with that." Now, I don't go looking for things, but if I was to find out, I would deal with it. But I trust my husband. But those rumors about Carmelo didn't stay rumors for long. They ended up being true. And from the way it's looking, Lala might have decided to clap back and get her own revenge. Word on the block is that she started stepping out too. And yes, that allegedly included Swizz Beatz. But here's where it gets real messy. Once Melo found out, he couldn't handle it. Even though he was the one doing dirt for years, suddenly it was too much for him. That's when things really started to fall apart in their marriage. And just when you think it couldn't get worse, this whole Swizz and Lala situation didn't just pop up out of nowhere. It was actually exposed way back in 2021. Radio host Ms. Jones dropped the bomb, claiming someone from Swizz's own team snitched and spilled all the tea about his secret thing with Lala. And get this, after Lala finally filed for divorce from Melo, insiders say she wanted Swizz to return the favor and leave Alicia. But Swizz, he wasn't about to blow up his own situation.
So I don't have a problem with you, Lala, and your husband. Whoa. Okay, all right, so wait, backstory.
Okay.
Because I held this in for an entire year, right? So when we first launched the reunion show, somebody that claims to be working in Swizz's camp reached out to me in what I now know is a DM via direct messenger, right? Saying, I work for Swizz and I need you to know that him and Lala have been having an affair. They are madly in love with each other, but he has already told Lala and continues to tell her, calm down, I'm not leaving my wife. If you don't believe me, go on his page on IG. He always starts leaving comments in the morning and she be the first one to respond. But she don't just leave one response. She keeps it going and going and going to the point where he says, you gotta chill because it's starting to look obvious to my wife. So I said, who are you and why are you giving this information to me? God, I love you. Thank you so much. Bless.
Once whispers about the affair started blowing up, Swizz jumped into full defense mode. He tried to shut everything down quick, claiming him and Lala were just friends. Nothing shady going on at all. He even dropped a weird message that said ZI knock at the F. Huh? No one even knew what that meant. When that didn't kill the rumors, Swizz tried to get slick with a post. He shared a screenshot of Alicia's song, Lala, and captioned it, "This the only Lala I'm rocking with." Now go listen to Alicia Keys' album, Ms. Eber. It's a classic. Like that was supposed to clear everything up? Well, insiders say Alicia actually believed him at first when he swore up and down that there was nothing going on with Lala. But now people are wondering, who's keeping it real and who's straight up fake? Because just a few days ago, Alicia allegedly found some hard evidence. And this time, there was no talking his way out of it. Sources say ever since Alicia saw whatever that was, she's been going off behind the scenes. And even though they just celebrated their anniversary, insiders say the vibe at home has been straight up chaotic. Alicia is not staying quiet this time. She's had enough. And what's even crazier, this ain't even new tea. Blind Item's been hinting at this mess for years. One from way back in 2021 basically spilled everything. And now it's all coming to light. Behind the titles, I'm producer, writer, rapper. There's another one folks are now talking about, cheater. Swizz Beatz has always kept his dirt on the low, allegedly making sure he never messes with anyone high profile again. Why? Because the last time he did that, it got out and he ended up having to marry her.
Not around with Swizz and not breaking up happy homes. Like people are forgetting when she moved into Swizz and them's house to work on the music with them, he was still married to his wife, living in that same house. And then she moved in while she was cool with the wife. It's plotting to steal her husband to cover up the fact that she's a dyke and she had just got caught beating that girlfriend of hers up down there in Aruba somewhere or something like that.
Another Blind Item dropped even more tea, saying a former A-list singer, now downgraded to A-, has been tied up with her new TV gig. And while she's been out here hustling, her man has allegedly been living his best life, cheating with a young protege he's convinced is gonna be his next big project. But here's what takes this mess from scandalous to straight vicious. Alicia and Lala were actually close friends for years. So for Alicia, this ain't just cheating, it's double betrayal. Fans feel for her, no doubt, but not everybody's showing sympathy. Some are saying it's karma. Let's rewind. Alicia got with Swizz when he was still married to his ex-wife, Mashanda. You know the saying, how you get him is how you lose him. And when Mashanda tried to have a mature woman-to-woman convo with Alicia, she allegedly brushed it off like it was nothing. But it gets even grimy. According to Jaguar Wright, Alicia was literally living under Mashanda and Swizz's roof, pretending she was just there to work on music, while sneaking around behind Mashanda's back. And the kicker? Swizz and Mashanda were still legally married when all this was going down. Mashanda didn't stay silent either. She clapped back with a full open letter, calling Alicia out for playing house with her husband and trying to paint it like some fairy tale romance. Meanwhile, the truth sounded way messier and way colder. Mashanda did not hold back. She came for Alicia direct and laid it all out. She says she went to her woman to woman and told her plain and simple, we're still married, we're still living together, we just had a baby. But according to Mashanda, Alicia didn't seem to care at all. She claims Alicia was sitting there, literally writing in her diary like, if I was your woman, while being with her man. In that now infamous open letter, Mashanda dropped the full story. She said, in the messages that I sent to her, I made it very clear that, contrary to what she might be hearing, I'm still married to my husband, living with him, and just had a child. And then she added the bomb. It's been 2 years and I still haven't received a response. Instead of a response, Mashanda says all she got was selfishness. and constant public displays that showed no concern for her or her son. She said she trusted Alicia, believed in her, until she found out Alicia was possibly sleeping with her husband behind her back. At first, both Alicia and Swizz denied it all, but months later, they finally admitted it happened. Not only that, Mashanda revealed she even asked Alicia straight up to back off to give her space to work on her marriage, but Alicia didn't budge. And in that same letter, Mashanda didn't mince words. You know the role you played and how you contributed to the end of my marriage. You know I asked you to step back and let me handle my family problems that you helped create. What's wild is, even after Mashanda aired everything out publicly with all the receipts, some people still tried to downplay it. Even after all the drama, Alicia kept trying to spin the story like nothing shady happened. She stuck to her claim that she and Swizz didn't get involved until after he and Mashanda were officially separated. She doubled down in interviews, brushing it off like folks just had the timeline wrong. She even pushed the whole "this relationship was built on love, not betrayal" narrative. But let's be real. The receipts were out there, and the math was never mathing. And here's where it gets real ironic. Because just like Lala was allegedly pressuring Swizz to leave Alicia and make their thing official, sources say Alicia did the exact same thing back in the day when Swizz was still with Mashanda. She wanted that relationship out in the open, and she didn't stop until she got what she wanted. Insiders claim Alicia was the one pushing Swizz to end things with Mashanda, even while Mashanda was at home raising their newborn and trying to keep the family together. Eventually, Swizz left Mashanda. And now, years later, that same energy might be circling back around. It's feeling like karma on a loop, and fans are definitely clocking the pattern. And truth be told, a lot of people ain't rushing to feel bad for Alicia right now, because snatching someone's husband was already a messy move. But it didn't stop there. Reports say Alicia allegedly went one step further and even tried to take Mashanda's son. Word is she was pushing to go for full custody of Swizz and Mashanda's son, Kasim Jr. And that's when folks really started giving her the side eye. Right in the thick of all this chaos, it wasn't just some messy love triangle. It turned into a full-blown takeover. And the way Alicia allegedly inserted herself into parenting decisions that should have been strictly between Mashanda and Swizz, it only made the backlash way worse. To a lot of folks, it didn't seem like Alicia was just trying to build a new family. It felt like she was out here trying to erase the one that already existed. That custody battle got so intense, Mashanda was eventually forced to make peace with Alicia, not because she wanted to, but because she saw how the non-stop back and forth was hurting her son. So she swallowed her pride, took the high road, and made a grown decision: co-parenting with the same woman who helped tear her marriage apart. Now that's maturity.
Wanted to know why I couldn't go see him at his dad's, and why can't his dad come over and see his bedroom at our house? It was really a wake-up call. Even if we don't want to for ourselves right now, we have to do it for him because he doesn't deserve this.
But let's be clear, fans never forgot how that so-called peace came to be. A lot of people still believe Alicia used that child as leverage, applying pressure until Mashanda gave in and accepted her as Swizz's new wife. This wasn't some cute fairy tale blended family moment. It was survival, plain and simple. Eventually, Mashanda accepted the situation and tried to move forward for her son's sake. Over time, she, Alicia, and Swizz even made a few public appearances together, trying to show the world that the drama was dead and gone. One of the most talked about moments, an ABC interview that made headlines. In it, the trio spoke on building a strong co-parenting setup and claimed they'd managed to move past the betrayal by they claimed they were putting the kids first. But let's be real. When all was said and done, the one who got cheated on, Mashanda, was the one who had to clean up the mess. It's wild, right? While folks were out here praising her for being mature and taking the high road, Alicia was reportedly fuming behind the scenes. That's when she kicked off a whole damage control campaign, carefully planned interviews, polished family photo ops. Yeah, Alicia started pushing this perfect family image real hard to shift the narrative. She was trying to erase the homewrecker label and rebrand herself as Swizz's spiritual soulmate, a peaceful bonus mom, the whole nine. But fans, they weren't buying it. And now that Swizz Beatz is allegedly treating her the same way he did Mashanda, A lot of people are saying, that's karma, baby. Let's be honest, Alicia shouldn't be too shocked that Swizz may have stepped out with someone from her inner circle, because Swizz has a long history of doing exactly that. Dude couldn't stay faithful even if he tried. He cheated on Mashanda multiple times before Alicia even entered the picture. But Alicia clearly believed she was gonna be the one to change him, that somehow their love was different, that she was special enough to make him settle down for real. Oh, you fancy, huh? Well, back in 2000, when Mashanda was pregnant with what was supposed to be their first child together, Swizz was already out here wilding and doing her dirty on the side, and it only went downhill from there. Swizz wasn't just cheating, he was out here building whole side families. While he was still with Mashanda, he got involved with a woman named Nicole Levy. And it wasn't just a fling. He ended up getting Nicole pregnant at the exact same time Mashanda was carrying his child. So picture this. Mashanda's at home, pregnant, planning a future, thinking they're building something real, and at the same time, another woman is expecting Swizz's baby too. According to reports, the heartbreak and stress from the betrayal caused serious complications during Mashanda's pregnancy. And tragically, their baby was stillborn. It was devastating. But despite everything, Mashanda forgave him. She still went ahead and married Swizz in 2004, hoping for a fresh start. But instead of turning things around, Swizz just took the drama to another level. Because while he was allegedly sneaking around with Alicia Keys in 2007 or 2008, he was also seen with another woman, Jana Sebastian. And once again, history repeated itself. Jana ended up pregnant too, giving birth to his daughter Nicole. So Swizz wasn't just betraying Mashanda, he was allegedly double-timing Alicia and Jana at the same time. And what's even wilder, Alicia didn't seem bothered at all. If anything, she stood right there in the chaos, unshaken, like none of it mattered. And let's not even get started on the many other women Swizz has been rumored to mess with over the years. His name stay in whispers, and every time folks think he's done, there's another scandal waiting around the corner. But just when you think it couldn't get messier, trust it does. Because now, fans are digging even deeper into Swizz's past and pointing out a pattern that's just too loud to ignore. At this point, it's looking less like bad luck and more like a lifestyle. Every time Swizz enters a relationship, there's another woman waiting in the wings or already in the picture. And Alicia, she stayed through it all. From the whispers to the receipts to the disrespect, she held it down publicly like everything was all love and light. But behind closed doors, sources say the tension was boiling and Alicia's been trying to keep the whole thing from crumbling for years. And now with these Lala rumors coming back to life and that alleged leaked tape floating around, people are starting to say what Alicia once ignored might finally be blowing up in her face. Some are calling it a pattern, others are calling it karma. What makes this even crazier is that Swizz has never really denied most of the past drama. He stays quiet when things blow up, waits for it to die down, then posts some motivational quote on Instagram like nothing ever happened. That's his playbook. Meanwhile, Alicia's team has been working overtime to protect the image. Interviews, Zen branding, those piano moments meant to distract from the personal chaos. But the truth? It's leaking through the cracks, and the public's starting to wake up. Now everybody's watching, wondering if Alicia's finally gonna walk away, or if she's gonna stick it out like she's always done. So yeah, Alicia knew exactly who she was marrying, but it looks like not much really changed, no matter how hard she hoped it would. And just like that, the tables have officially turned. She built her whole love story from the ashes of Mashanda's broken marriage. And now she's staring at the same kind of betrayal from a woman she once called a friend. That's not just scandal. That's a full circle heartbreak. It's messy, it's poetic, and honestly, it's brutal. Because now, Alicia isn't the girl writing fairy tales at the piano. She's the one in the headlines, the rumors, the chaos, and possibly watching it all fall apart behind closed doors. And with all this talk of explosive evidence, those alleged leaked tapes, and Alicia reportedly going off in private, if even half of this is true, this might just be the messiest chapter yet. So now the question is, will she stay? Will she finally walk away? Or will she keep holding it all together in public while everything's crumbling behind the scenes? Only time will tell. But while we wait for this tea to spill even further, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to stay locked in with all the latest celeb drama. And don't go anywhere. Click the next video you see on your screen for even more juicy celebrity chaos, betrayals, and stories Hollywood doesn't want you to know. See you in the next one!